Hi, this is Daniel DiTuro. In my last video, I shared making self-rising cornmeal. Self-rising cornmeal is the main ingredient for many Southern-style cornbread recipes. Cornbread and muffins are popular throughout the United States. Many recipes, including restaurant and prepared mixes, are 50% or more flour and can be high in added sugar. It is sweet or very sweet cornbread rather than savory. Most Southern-style cornbreads are between 65 to 100% cornmeal with little or no added sugar. Prepared mixes are convenient, but one reason to avoid them is the amount of flour and added sugar. Sugar is the first ingredient in this restaurant brand mix. Just one muffin, or 1/12 piece of cornbread, has 14 grams of added sugar. By comparison, my recipe for sweet Cajun cornbread, which I find to be very sweet, has about 8 grams of added sugar per muffin or piece. My Southern cornbread recipe for this video has about 2.5 grams of sugar per serving that you can omit if desired. One advantage of home cooking is controlling ingredients like added sugar. You can make your cornbread savory or sweet. Southern cornbread is traditionally made using a cast iron skillet. I am using a 10-inch skillet for this video. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can bake your cornbread in a 9-inch round or square cake pan. Light-colored pans will produce a lighter crust, and dark-colored pans a darker crust similar to cast iron. You can view and print this recipe from my website italianmeddiet.com. To make 1 cornbread or 12 corn muffins, you'll need 2 cups of self-rising cornmeal, 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar, which you can omit if desired, about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. If you're on a low sodium diet, you can omit the salt. About 1 1/3 to 1 1/2 cups of milk or buttermilk. About 4 tablespoons of melted butter or 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And 1 large egg. If you don't have self-rising cornmeal, you can substitute 1 1/2 cups of white or yellow cornmeal, plus 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You can also substitute buttermilk powder for buttermilk. Add 6 tablespoons of buttermilk powder to your dry ingredients and use 1 1/3 to 1 1/2 cups of water instead of buttermilk. When using buttermilk or buttermilk powder, if your baking powder does not have sodium bicarbonate, add about a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda is activated by the acid in buttermilk. Place a rack in the middle of your oven and preheat to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Have your oven preheated before combining the dry and wet ingredients. Coat the bottom and side of a 10-inch cast iron skillet with butter or oil, even if it's seasoned. Do the same if you're using a cake pan, even a non-stick pan, or grease the side and line the bottom with parchment paper. For square pans, you can use a piece of parchment paper to line the bottom and overlap 2 sides for easy removal. You can use trim pieces to line the other 2 sides of your pan. If you've greased your pan using high-temperature oil like refined avocado oil, you can place your skillet or pan in the oven while preheating. When using butter or unrefined oils with a smoke point less than 425 degrees Fahrenheit, preheat your skillet about 5 minutes to prevent the oil from smoking. Omit preheating aluminum pans. Aluminum cools down too quickly to benefit from preheating. Place all dry ingredients in a large mixing bowl. I'm using buttermilk powder and omitting the salt. Combine the dry ingredients using a spoon, whisk, or spatula. The mixture should have a uniform look. Add the egg to the oil and use a fork to combine. By combining the egg and oil, you can adjust the amount of milk or water to make your batter thinner or thicker if necessary. Add the beaten egg and oil to the dry ingredients. Next, add the milk or water. I'm using water due to the buttermilk powder. Use a spoon or spatula to combine the wet and dry ingredients until you have a uniform mixture. Use an oven mitt or heavy towel to remove your preheated skillet from the oven. Pour the batter into your preheated skillet and place in preheated oven. Bake about 20 to 25 minutes or until browned on top. Bake muffins about 18 to 20 minutes or until browned on top. 1/10 of a 10-inch diameter cornbread has between 136 to 145 calories, depending on whether you use butter or oil. Using salted butter increases saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium. One small corn muffin, 1/12 of the recipe, has about 30 less calories. Please leave a comment if you have any questions about this video. Thank you for watching and healthy eating.